MBRP 3-inch Muffler Delete Axle-Back Exhaust in the stainless steel finish is available for any late S197 owner looking to pick up one of the most aggressive axle-backs on the market that does completely replace your factory muffler system with a straight pipe design and some flashy stainless steel tips. Since this is one of the most budget-friendly options on the market, expect an affordable price of around the $300 mark. The installation also doesn't require any drilling, no cutting, none of that nonsense, so expected 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter, but we'll talk about that toward the end of the video. Diving right into the system here, a muffler delete is actually a very straightforward process. You're really just dropping out the factory mufflers and replacing it with some kind of straight piping, and then topping it off with a fancy tip in most cases. Now in this case, the result is a wildly unrestricted airflow since there's no baffling built in, unlike some of the other options such as pipe bombs, for example. As you just heard from our sound clips, this thing is no joke. You're gonna get a deep and throaty race car-like growl, which is music to our ears as Mustang owners. I know, I'm right there with you. But at idle, it's gonna give you a nice rumble, nothing too crazy, but it is noticeable enough. Once you hit the streets and wide open that throttle, it is gonna be an absolute screamer. Now with that said, at the highway speeds, it will give you a bit of drone inside the cab, so if you're taking some road trips with the fam, it's gonna be a little bit annoying for them at some points. And in addition to that, it might wake a few neighbors, so with that said, 4 out of 5 on our loudness meter here, so it's not the loudest you can go like a Borla Attack catback, but as far as axle-backs are concerned, this thing is probably one of the most aggressive. Although this does come with just bare bones materials when it comes to the pipe and tip combo, those materials are some of the highest quality available. Now what you'll expect is a 3-inch mandrel bent T304 stainless steel, again, top quality when it comes to aftermarket exhausts. At the end, you're getting a pretty massive 4-inch OD polished stainless steel tip, both of which have the MBRP name embedded right in the materials. Now in addition to that, not only does it give you more power and sound because of the unrestricted airflow, it's also going to help to lower exhaust temperatures for some added functionality. I briefly touched on the price earlier, but again, $300 is a very affordable way to really just change the sound of your S197 with doing minimal work and spending minimal money. Obviously, a catback does a little bit more for your sound and power, but again, if you're trying to stay on a budget while making a big change, this is definitely the way to do so. Speaking of easy ways to do things, the install is in the exact same boat. This thing's gonna get a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter for the rating here. It's gonna be 30 minutes to an hour at the absolute most in the driveway at home. A ratchet and socket set will do the trick, as well as a jack and some jack stands, or a lift if you have access to one. To kick things off, just get the Mustang in the air, of course, supported on jack stands or a lift if you have access to one. Use a ratchet and socket set to loosen up one of the OEM band clamps on one muffler, which attaches it to the over axle pipe. Once that's loosened up, you might have to loosen a couple of cross brace bolts in order to slide the muffler forward. Pull the hanger out of the rubber isolator, set it aside, and repeat for the opposite side. Swapping in the muffler delete system into the same spot is actually going to be very straightforward. Swap over the OEM band clamp to the new pipes, put the new hangers that are welded onto the tubing into the factory rubber isolators, and use the band clamp to tighten it down to the over axle pipes. You want to tighten back up the cross brace bolts as well, and then repeat that for the opposite side, then you're good to go. But if you're the owner of a 2011 to 2014 GT, you might want to check out the MBRP 3-inch Muffler Delete Axle-Back in the stainless steel finish. You can find it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.